Well, it's been an interesting time for American politics. This guy here decided that it would be a really cracking idea to get smashed in the main vent by his other half. There you go. Why would you, in the Senate office, decide that you were going to get ridden in the ass by your gay lover? That's
The
quite the most
all-new Shark
stupid
Detect
thing.
Pro.
Sharp Detect Pro. Jewish Congressman Max Miller told the Washington Free Beacon that just days before the pornographic clip surfaced, well, the bloke who's been binned out now, Maze Kitspasky, confronted him and screamed, "Free Palestine," in his face. Oh, this is a man that knows good choices. The bloke, whose unpronounceable name I don't want to go through again, said of all the allegations, the accusation regarding Congressman Max Miller, I have never seen the congressman and had no opportunity or cause to yell or confront him. The footage of the film, first exposed by the Daily Caller, shows a young-looking male staffer bent over a conference room in the Hart Senate office building. Another man stands behind him, filming the sex act as they perform an X-rated detail. He's getting stuffed in the main vent, people, all right? The staffer is seen in a separate picture, naked, on all fours, on the table where the Senate office or often sit and ask questions during hearings. The footage was allegedly shared in a private group for gay men in the political scene. Well, that was a clever idea, wasn't it? Did you not think that some of those old slags would be a bit open, loose-lipped? Fucking hell. Wouldn't be a first, would it? Anyway, what does it say? The scene reportedly appeared on since deleted account on X. Well, the damage was done, wasn't it? Its owner identifies himself as Twink. Right, Twink basically with the gay community is somebody that's almost underage or either underage that they can get at quickly, all right? Because they do like their chicken. How do I know this? Is because years ago, when I was at 19, one of my best mates was gay, and he told me all about these terminologies that they have within the gay community, which is fucking degenerate, all right? And I believe that they wanted to treat him like a twink when he came out because he's a bit late in the day coming out. I think 19 is quite late. But anyway, he did. There it was. That was the story. Anyway, a twink. Young, smooth-bodied gay men engaging in sex acts with older, bare partners. It just gets grosser, doesn't it? Yeah? According to his LinkedIn, whatever that is, that's some fucking app I don't know about. He has worked in Carlin's office since October 21 and previously worked as a field organizer for the Democratic Party in Virginia, as a climate researcher for charity Friends of the Earth. So more, the picture I'm getting painted is the guy's a fucking idiot, right? Carlin announced his retirement at the end of his current term in May of the office and has not commented on the allegations against his staffer, the bloke who I can't pronounce. And it did not immediately respond to the attempts to contact him. Let's go down through. That's a building that's part of the Senate, I believe. Congressman Mike Collins reacted to the video on social media and hit out at the actions of the alleged staffer. Heck of a week for the left, he wrote. Gay porn in the Senate, swearing in ceremony, and child porn in Virginia. I'm assuming that says titty dancers, I don't fucking know, tippy tap dancers in the White House, and satanic statues in Iowa. What else am I missing? Well, that is quite a week, wouldn't you say? They once appeared at the campaign for the President Biden saying, thank you message days after he won in the 2020 elections, briefly speaking with Biden in a montage clip. A woman claiming to be the mother thanked the newly elected president on X after seeing her son in the promo, saying her son has worked tirelessly with the DNC of Virginia. Congratulations to all. Whatever his chops is, has allegedly caused a Senate incident just days before the explicit video surfaced. In Ohio, Republican Congressman Max Miller accused him of confronting him over support of Israel. Oh, there's a picture of him. I'm a degenerate. So am I. We're going to get along just right. Been sniffing hair? You been shoving it in the back of anybody? No, I take it myself. Excellent. Good work. Carry on. I wonder if that was a conversation. Oh, dear God. There is something down here, and I've got to try and look, where he just whinges about, he thinks, it's, you know, I can't be fucked anymore. Isn't it amazing that Biden, being a degenerate himself, surrounds himself with total degenerates. And some of the people they've put into positions are fucking degenerates. They're mentally ill. And they hold the power. I recorded this video and forgot to press record. That's because I'm stupid. But I have to say, of all the people in America, there are some very, very clever, very clean cut, very decent people that they could get into power. And do you know what? It will never happen. Do you know why? Well, I'm going to tell you. Because the press and the people that give airtime to senators are told, not that one, not that one, not that one. So when a good person's trying to come up through the ranks, they don't get any airtime. Nobody hears of them, so nobody votes for them. It's that simple. They're up against a glass wall and a glass ceiling. They cannot go anywhere because the system cannot control them. And the system, for one moment, couldn't have people in a position of power that they couldn't control. The last one, which they thought they could control, was Kennedy. Now, Kennedy was a bit of a degenerate in the background. I mean, happily married, but still happily fucking everything he get his hands on, with quite the drug addiction because of his illnesses and stuff. And he came from a background that the old man and the family were pretty corrupt, all right? I mean, bootlegger Joe, that should give you some idea. But after him, who was there? LBJ. Well, LBJ was a foul-mouthed person who, do you know what, that bloke could actually take a shit on the toilet with the door open while talking to his aides to degrade them. That was one of his things. But no, he would have women on the side. He was a very violent man. And apparently he was in Dallas that night with numerous other people, Clint Murchison, who was the Tulsa, head of the FBI, many other people from the CIA, and many other very dodgy people that you really wouldn't want to share a room with, and a lot of oil barons. And they were all celebrating. And I wonder why they were celebrating. But let's move on. That's LBJ. Nixon. Well, Nixon's entry into the political arena was after an advert put into a local rag saying that they were looking for a moldable and corruptible person to go into politics. Wasn't quite the exact wording, but something similar to that. But basically, the wording was, we're looking for a very just an odious creature to do our bidding. And up popped Nixon. And Nixon was a total fucking wankstain. Utterly. I mean, some of the stuff he got up to, it was all about him, and he was untrustworthy. Who else did you have in there? Carter. Well, Carter, yeah. But I don't know that much about him, I have to say. But Gerald Ford, well, what was Gerald Ford? Well, he was on the commission that looked into the killing of Kennedy, and he signed off to say there was one shooter when all the evidence pointed in the other direction. So he was always going to be a bit bent. Who else do we have? Reagan. Well, Reagan overlooked the money that was going to the Contras because it was getting rid of communism, amongst other things. And even though I kind of like Reagan, he had his bad sides to him. What else do you have? You had Bush Senior. Bush Senior was an absolute vile piece of scum. Now, if you look to his father, or is it his father's father? I keep forgetting which one it was. But anyway, if you look at their involvement prior to World War II and their leanings, well, that family's leanings, very dodgy. And then the son was a total degenerate and led us into the second Gulf War. I mean, the first Gulf War probably didn't need to happen. Certainly the second one didn't. And look what happened. The displacement all over the Middle East is what we're suffering over here in Europe now. Then we've got Barack and his bloke. Yeah, they were a nice couple, weren't they? They called him Obama, obviously. We called him a bomber because he got a Nobel Peace Prize, yet he was dropping a bomb for every 7 minutes of his presidency. After that, somewhere in between of that lot, I think because we've missed our old bitey, haven't we? The Clinton. Now, the Clintons, they have a bit of there's a small case of death that follows them around for some of their more local and close aides. And don't forget, it was Clinton that stopped the law enforcement looking into Mena, Arkansas, Barry Seal, when he was running his drugs and his guns and stuff, because, well, he was taking a cut out of it. But yeah, after that, then we ended up with Trump. And I know you all think Trump's great, but Trump was bought and paid for. And if you say why, well, Trump was close to bankruptcy when he got bailed out by the Rothschilds. But a lot of people don't know about that. So I would say that there's never been the best that have ever made it to the top, because the best have been stopped. And it's such a shame, because America dictates a lot of the politics around the world, because it is a superpower. Now, can you imagine if you had decent people in the Senate that actually were representational proportionately of the indigenous races and religions in that country? You would have a lot better Senate. And I think some of you know what I'm on about. But anyway, take that aside. As I was saying, if you could get decent politics in America, it would have a major difference on the rest of the world. I mean, it's a bit like if we get decent politics over here, but we can't. We've got a bunch of absolute feckless, bought and paid for degenerates. And it really does bore my piss. When are we ever going to manage to get rid of these wankers and get some decent people in? But there it is. Right, I'm going to jump off to the next video. I'll see you in a bit.